Simon Stokes here for ADSR, and in this video we're going to take a look at the syncopation settings of the Drum Machine plugin. Now we've got a custom 808 kit here that I've made. I've tweaked a lot of the samples, tweaked some of the mixer settings and added effects and whatnot, and then I've saved that so that I can use it again at a later date. In the sequencer we've got a simple 16-step sequence running at the moment, which is just begging for some hats. So I could go ahead and program some hats just by adding them to the sequencer here. And you notice these are getting swing applied to them. I can tell the swing to be off, or you can have it extremely swingy, whatever your preference is. I'm going to just add a little touch of swing to give it that little bit of toe tapping feeling. Now, at the moment, if I'm working in global view here, I could change the direction of the sequence and have it go backwards, but you don't get that much control when you do that. What you're much better off doing is heading over into the single view over here. And this is where we can do a bit more detailed programming on the hi-hats. For example, we could set them to run polyrhythmically. So rather than using the 16 steps of the global sequence, we could tell the hi-hats to use a different step length, maybe 7 steps, to give us a more polyrhythmic feeling to them. And you notice how each step is also still responding to the swing. So you're still getting this nice groove and this nice feeling. And just by tweaking the velocities, you can really change the feeling. Now when I reverse it, it's only applying to this one sound, which is much more useful. That actually sounds really cool. So let's take a second hi-hat. I'm going to take an open hi-hat this time. And again, rather than running in the 16-step sequence, we've got a 7-step sequence running on this hat. Well, what about making this one sort of interact with the other one? So let's bring this and make this a 6-step sequence. Quite nice with the velocity as well. Now at the moment this hat is triggering every time that a note is pressed. And what we might want to do is set up a choke group between these two, which means that only one sample can play at a time. So I set both of these to choke group 1. And now this open hi-hat only plays when it falls in a gap on this sequence, which gives you a much more complex rhythm again. We could actually set up another hi-hat. Let's put this in a weird kind of 9-step sequence and put it in the choke group as well. Now, do you hear how complex these drums are starting to sound now? We've just set up some simple rules, but that has led to a much more complex rhythm than what we've actually drawn in. Let's go to the rim shot, add some nice. That's quite nice. Let's try it backwards. That's nice. Let's try it more syncopated. Let's try a different loop length. This way, just by experimenting with different loop lengths, different sounds, you can really pull together a much more complex beat than you normally would. So that's some of the syncopation settings in the Drum Machine plugin. My name's Simon Stokes, and thanks for listening.